Looking for wedding bands.
Wedding bands, okay.
Preferably none of these crazy-looking priced ones.
White gold, yellow gold?
Cheap gold. Well, I need you to show me your cheapest rings, because this look expensive.
Something like this, we gotta do 1,000.
Nah, ain't no way. Too expensive.
Too expensive?
Do you have 2 rings that together will be under $500?
Yes.
Ugh.
No.
Can I come in?
No. No.
Why are you upset?
What are you doing? You're bearing all.
I have to collect as much sun energy as I possibly can because when I'm back in Michigan, it's over. God bless America.
This kitchen's kind of getting like cluttered up again, and it's frustrating that there's so much stuff in here.
Well, it's Annali's mess. I was gonna wait to see if she cleaned it up first.
I knew it. That's the worst part of it, just knowing the entire time, knowing something was off. Maybe that's why you just want to make love to me. There's someone else. Like, and if I knew this, I would have stopped the K1 visa.
Hey everybody, welcome back to 9 Day Fiance. So we're on season 10, episode 10, and we're going to start off this recap with Rob and Sophie. So Sophie comes out to Rob, and Rob is basically not saying anything. But then he finally says that this was something that she should have told him before. But then Sophie says that this is something that she couldn't have said before as it was hard for her to accept it. So now Rob is concerned if she would want to have sex with other women, even though she's about to marry a man. But Sophie is trying to reassure him that that's not what she wants to do. But Rob is still worried that in 5 to 10 years time, that she will still want to have sex with women. And Sophie says that if that's the case, then she will come to him so they can figure it out together. But then she reassures him saying that she would never do something like that behind his back. Honestly, I would have thought that Rob would have been more happy with Sophie being bi because it would mean that they would get more intimate with other people in the bedroom since like he's always looking at other women. And just as I thought that, Rob says that if Sophie wants to do the deed with another girl, then he has to be involved, okay? It just can't be like she has a girlfriend on the side. But then this is what is throwing me off. Sophie's response to that is that if she does the deed with another girl, then that's her doing it for her sexuality. But if Rob doesn't, then that's not the same, and she'll be very upset if he slept with another girl. Sophie, what? Girl, you're sleeping with somebody else. I feel like if you're doing it, then he has every right to do it as well. Like, that's the same as cheating. So Rob says that he appreciates her for telling him, and Sophie's like, are we still getting rings? And Rob doesn't say anything. Like, girl, just go ahead and put on your home clothes. You're not going anywhere for the rest of the day. JK, I lied. So apparently they still are gonna go ring shopping. But before they get there, they get in another argument with Rob basically calling her a hypocrite about him looking at other girls when she was probably looking at other girls too. That one was just unnecessary. But then they get into the ring shop, and Rob immediately says that he's looking for a cheap ring.
Looking for wedding bands.
Wedding bands, okay.
Preferably none of these crazy-looking priced ones.
They got some over in the window. I'll show you guys over here.
That front window?
Yeah, white gold, yellow gold?
Cheap gold.
Cheap gold? I don't got cheap gold. Everything's good.
Well, I need you to show me your cheapest rings, because this look expensive.
Like, that is so embarrassing and rude of him to do. So now Sophie's mad and says that she doesn't even want to be there anymore. So now he's throwing shots at Sophie in front of the ring seller. And I'm like, bro, calm down. Like, he's basically making Sophie look bad in front of the ring seller as if she did something bad, but she didn't. And honestly, if I was Sophie, I would have just walked out of there.
The first thing I told Rob, you know, after I told him was, can you please not tell anyone? And now it sounds like I've done something awful. I just feel like that's unnecessary. Like, we're supposed to be getting rings. We're supposed to be, you know, a cute moment. And he's kind of making it a bit like, oh, well, I have to watch out for her. She's telling me all this stuff. I just feel like that was a bit of a dick move.
So they end up picking the rings for $500 for both of them together. Okay, now for Devin and Nick. So Devin's dad takes Nick outside so they can kind of have a conversation about Devin. So he brings up what was said during when they were all eating out. And Nick basically explains that all he meant was that people in America are bigger than people in Korea. Then Devin's dad is like, you called my daughter Piggy. I want to know if you talked to her about it and asked her if she's okay with it. And Nick is like, well, she didn't like it at first, but now she's okay with it. Like, Nick, really?
So do you think that builds a strong relationship, that she has to get used to it? You're laughing, but I think this is a serious conversation.
So Dad is obviously not having any of it, and Nick starts laughing, and Dad gives him the benefit of the doubt and says that it's probably a reaction because he's so nervous, but if it's not, then it's a huge red flag. So Dad warns Nick to be careful with what he says because it might make Devin more upset in the future, and she will draw a line sooner or later. So now Devin's in the kitchen opening up her wedding dress, and she does not look happy about it. So she opens it up fully in her room, and she hates the gold part. She wears the dress, and she says that it looks fine, but she looks miserable wearing it. So her mom decides to take her to a seamstress so they can fix it, but just in case she might not like it or it doesn't come back in time, they're gonna go get a backup dress for the wedding. So they get there, and Devin says that she hates dress shopping. Don't worry, girl, we can tell. She says that she hates the first dress because she feels awkward with her arms out. So she wears the second dress, and she just looks so upset and says that she doesn't even want a backup dress. So then her mom is like, well, what are you gonna get married in if the first one falls apart? And Devin doesn't want to answer her, so her mom is like, okay, then go. So then she goes to the back, and she's crying, and her mom tries to come and talk to her, and Devin doesn't want to talk to her and basically closes the curtain in her face.
No. Can I come in?
No. No.
Why are you upset?
So then her mom just gives up, okay? Really, there's nothing left to do over there. And I kind of feel for her. There's a lot of girls that don't like dress shopping, including me. I got big arms, you guys. But I could see why she's so upset. Okay, now for Jasmine and Gino. So there's still tensions going on. Gino apologized to Jasmine for not being upfront with her. Jasmine asked him why he had to go see the strippers because it makes her feel like trash. Gino says it's part of the tradition, and Jasmine's like, what else is part of the tradition? And now she feels like she really can't trust Gino anymore. Anyways, Gino apologizes again and says that he wants her to focus on them and to move on towards the future. Jasmine starts crying and says that she's trying her best, but she's really overwhelmed. But they end up making up and hugging it out, so yay. So they head to the bowling alley and they're having a bunch of fun. Gino then tells Jasmine that they're going to be going to Miami, and Jasmine's very happy to hear that. So now they're on their way, and she immediately starts taking off her clothes. Like, the girl really couldn't wait.
I want to take this off. I'm so happy.
What are you doing? You're bearing all. Goodness gracious.
It's so good.
Wow, look at you, woman.
So then they're in the Uber sightseeing, and the driver happens to speak Spanish as his first language. Jasmine is so happy to hear this since she can really speak it in America, but the Uber driver says that a lot of people in Miami speak Spanish. Some people don't even speak English, they just speak Spanish. So I feel like Miami would be the perfect home for Jasmine. As for Gino, not so much. So then they go to the hotel, and the view looks really nice. After that, they go to the pool, and Jasmine talks about how much she misses Panama and her son, and how her son even writes letters about how much he misses her. But then Gino reassures her that he will try his best to get her kids over here as well. And that's where their segment ends. Okay, now for Nikki and Justin. So Nikki just found out that Justin has been cheating on her, so she's leaving, duh. So while Nikki's trying to leave, Justin keeps chasing her, and then he's trying to grab her, like, get off of her! Justin keeps saying that it was in the past, but Nikki's so done with him. So Nikki's problem is that people like her have a hard time finding someone else, especially if they're hot and open-minded. Her words, not mine. And so because of that, she doesn't know what she will do when she gets back home. So now they're packing their stuff, and Nikki says now she knows why he doesn't want to make love to her, and Justin's just hella confused. So she tells us that they never discussed having an open relationship. So Justin's trying to ask her how they can fix this, and he's trying to butter up to her. But he also says that he doesn't feel bad because he told her the truth and told all his friends and family about her being trans. Really? That's the bare minimum. Anyways, he says that he's a man, so it's normal for him to like girls. Like, bro, that doesn't mean cheating on her with other girls. So Nikki's having none of it and just wants them to go back home. So then she says that she knew there was a possibility of him cheating, and that's why he doesn't want to sleep with her, because he's sleeping with someone else. She says that if she knew this for a fact earlier, then she would have stopped the K1 visa a long time ago.
I was already investing so much in my relationship with him, and then for him to not say it was like serious enough for him, it makes me question everything at this point.
And that's where their segment ends. Okay, now for Clayton and Anali. So Clayton decided to take Anali to go to a llama and goat farm since it reminded her of Peru. So they're having a good time feeding the animals when the llamas and the goat just start getting on top of Clayton. Clayton then says that the goats attacking him is the most action that he's ever gotten since he arrived. Ugh, Clayton. Sometimes I wish you would shut up.
Ah! Ow, hit my nuts, man. Come on. Hold on. Ah! Holy, where'd you come from?
Las cabras atacándome es la más acción
que tenía desde que llegaste.
Anyways, Anali just doesn't care at all. I feel like he brings up the intimacy thing so much to the point that he and Nikki should just get together instead. So now they go to a restaurant and Anali doesn't like that Clayton spends all his free time playing on the computer and she wants them to spend more time together. So Clayton tells Anali that all his friends are online and Anali is like, you never met them? And Clayton's like, no. So now Anali is worried because she thought that when she came to America then she would meet all his friends and she's a very social person. But no, it's just him and his mom, and that makes her very, very nervous. So now she's wondering if she made the right choice by coming to America, because how can she live like this? But you know what? I'm a bit lost because there are many people who get in relationships where they are social and the partner are not so social and the relationship is still good. So what's the problem?
Creo que me voy a casar con una cabra. Ay, no.
I just feel like she should bring this up to Clayton if it really bothers her, so he can like take her out to like social events so she can get to like know other people and make some friends, because obviously Clayton just isn't that type of person. So now Anali is cleaning up the house and she's fed up with all the clutter. Apparently they had a problem earlier with the kitchen getting cluttered and Clayton's mom is like, that's Anali's mess. Like, girl, really? Look around you, okay? Look in your storage container, because you did not just say that.
Kitchen's kind of getting like cluttered up again, and it's frustrating that there's so much stuff in here.
Well, it's Annalise's mess. I was going to wait to see if she cleaned it up first.
So Anali is trying to talk to Clayton, but he's always on his computer and is not really spending much time with her. So she feels like this is going to affect the relationship. So then she brings up that they should go meet Clayton's best friend and then ask him if he can be his best man for the wedding. So Clayton says that he's excited but nervous. But the real reason why Anali really wants him to go see his friend is so she can make sure that he actually has friends. Oh my gosh, you guys. So honestly, she just wants to make sure that it isn't just him, his mom, and his pets. And that's so funny. Okay, that's where their segment ends. And that's the end of this video. So let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!